Welcome to the Great River Rescue volunteer training for taking shelter pets off-site. My name is Brandon Mustful. I'm the Executive Director of Great River Rescue, and I'll be taking you through this PowerPoint presentation. Great River Rescue frequently brings pets to local businesses, parks, and community events. This serves as an outreach and opportunity to educate. The main purpose is not necessarily to adopt out pets, but to inform people about the work of our organization. Some of the main goals include giving people a positive experience with our organization, distributing educational materials, especially for kids, informing people about upcoming events, encouraging adoption, and gaining new supporters. How to sign up. Outreach events will be listed on our GiveGab profile page. You'll want to go to givegab.com and create your account. Make sure you search for Great River Rescue and then look for the opportunity that you're interested in and click the Sign Up button. Volunteers must have completed the volunteer application and waiver to attend a community event, and volunteers must have completed the Level 1 training unless other arrangements have been made. Here's a screenshot of a GiveGab opportunity page. You can see that there's a description of the event and an easy sign-up button. Supplies needed. Great River Rescue will always provide supplies for our outreach events. We have a travel bin which contains items like collars and leashes, litter boxes, treats, food, and similar items. And then we have an outreach box, which contains flyers, business cards, brochures, and items like that. You may also need the outdoor canopy, as sometimes our events are held under the hot sun. We also will do our best to provide the canopy whenever necessary. Cats. We do bring cats to our outreach events. Unfortunately, sometimes cats don't like to go to these events, but it is nice for people to be able to see them and meet with them. So we will always provide an info sheet about the cats, their name, their sex, their breed, and just little bits of information about them. It's very important that the cats always stay in their wire kennel. You are never to take the cat out of the wire kennel except for when you're transferring it from the carrier into the kennel or from the kennel into a carrier. Anytime a cat is out of a wire kennel, there's the threat of it getting loose, and then we'll have a stray cat on our hands. You may need to cover the wire kennel with a blanket, either partially or completely. This helps the cat feel more protected. We will try to have wand toys in the travel box, as that is a good way for people to be able to interact with the cat, because sometimes the cats will hide in the corner or right in the middle of the kennel where people can't touch them. But if you put the wand toy down through the wire kennel, sometimes they'll play with that. The cats must have a litter box with litter in it available to them, water, and toys. Dogs. We always try to be really careful about the dogs we select to go on an outreach event. We don't want dogs that are going to be dangerous in any way or just jump up too much on people. But sometimes there are not a lot of great options. Sometimes, no matter what we do, the dogs we have are going to be excitable dogs, jumpy dogs, things like that. So you really have to be prepared for anything when you're going to be handling a shelter dog. Again, we will provide an info sheet with details about the dog. You always want to make sure that the dog is on a secure leash. We prefer that the dogs stay on an easy walk harness, and you can look up YouTube videos about how to properly put on the easy walk harness and use it effectively. no matter what, whether it's a leash or a collar or both, sometimes you can hook them up to both. You just want to make sure that that dog is on a secure leash and that you've got a firm grip of that leash at all times. At these outreach events, dogs will frequently need to go on short walks. It's good to just get them moving and then allow them an opportunity to go potty if they need to do that. Of course, always be cautious if there are other dogs around. It is nice to be able to allow dogs to get introduced to each other, but you really have to be careful, and we discourage any unnecessary introductions with other dogs. And again, I just want to stress that some dogs will jump up on people, so you'll want to warn people or sometimes even keep that dog away from the elderly or kids, just to make sure that nobody gets jumped on accidentally and gets hurt. Body language. You always want to pay attention to the dog and or cat's body language. Oftentimes on these events, cats are nervous and scared, and dogs are overly excited, which can also cause stress. So just pay close attention to them. Look for signs of stress. If maybe their ears are down, tail between the legs, maybe they are crouching a lot, maybe they're trying to back away. Dogs might be pacing a lot and jumping up and down a lot. So these are signs of stress, and you want to remove the animal from whatever the stressful situation is if you can. Obviously, sometimes there's just going to be a lot of people, and you can't just remove them right away. But again, just try to keep things as calm and comfortable for them as you possibly can. If you do have concerns, call the shelter right away. If it's an event that's held either in the morning or in the evening, you'll want to call our after hours phone number. So make sure you jot down 218-214-2309. Here are a couple of posters about dog and cat body language, and these will actually be in your outreach bin as we use these to distribute to people, especially to kids, so they can learn about the different body language signs that animals give. So you'll want to review that as well. Some final notes. Please complete a pet report card for any animal that goes on these outreach events. This is simply a form where you can give feedback on the animal's behaviors, some of the things you observed. That information is very useful as we're looking for a home for the animal. Make sure you log your volunteer time on GiveGab. Again, if you don't have an account, you'll want to create one so you can log your hours. Be friendly. What you'll find is that many people will come up to your event, and they'll want to share stories about their pets. It's very important to listen to them and acknowledge their stories. It makes the experience enjoyable for them. Be confident, especially if you're going to be handling a dog. You'll want to be a strong leader for that dog and confident in the way that you handle it. If the dog senses that you lack confidence, it will be that much more difficult for you. Answer any questions that people have the best that you can, but if you are unable to answer questions, please direct them to the shelter, either our website, our email, our phone number, or stopping by in person, and we can help them with any questions they have. Again, these outreach events are not necessarily to adopt out animals directly. Please direct people to the shelter if they have any interest in adopting one of the animals that is at the outreach event. So thank you very much for your desire to help out in this way. Outreach is very important for our organization and the work we do. The more people we can reach with a positive experience, the more supporters we're going to gain, the more adoptions we're going to be able to complete. So this is a really good thing for volunteers to be doing. We really appreciate it. So if you have any questions about how to sign up, about your responsibilities, please direct them to me, Brandon Musful, at Great River Rescue. Thank you so much.